Oh, so you thought Squid Game was just about creepy dolls and ghastly games. Think again, because this show has surprises that will drop your jaw to the floor harder and faster than red light, green light. I'm going to show you the 8 clues from Squid Game TV show that the old man, aka Owil Num, that lovably evil, cackling old man who turned out to be the game's mastermind, may actually be Gi-hun's father. Yep, you heard that right, the old man might be Daddy Dearest. And today we're looking at the 8 clues from the show that you might have missed that support this theory. Clue 1 blew my mind. Plus, Season 2 reveals there may be another secret family connection to Frontman. Stay tuned to the end of this video for that hidden clue. And warning, this video does contain spoilers. So, why the favoritism? Is it just because Gi-hun's a nice guy, or is there a deeper blood-related reason? Clue 1. So grab your green tracksuit and try not to get eliminated because our first clue is a doozy. We all know the old man calls himself Owil Num. Now you need to know the first part of the name in Korea is the family name. So the old man's family name is Oh. If we pause on the scene where Gi-hun steals his mother's bank card, we can see that Gi-hun's mother's name is also Oh. Could Il-num be the ex-husband of Gi-hun's mother? The common name could be coincidence, but really, why would they do that? Now, the only problem with this theory is that in Korea, women traditionally don't change their family's name when getting married, so maybe they were related another way. More about this in Clue 7. Clue 2. Let's talk about the obvious bond between Gi-hun and Il-num. From the moment they meet in the games, these two hit it off like peanut butter and jelly. If peanut butter was a naive gambler and jelly was a billionaire sociopath, Il-num appears to rig the game, so Gi-hun could succeed. He takes a shine to Gi-hun, teaming up with him and sharing life advice. Sure, it's sweet, until you remember that Il-num is the psycho who created this red circus. Il-num was weirdly invested in Gi-hun's success. Did Il-num just do this for fun because messing with people is his jive, or is it some twisted form of parental affection? There is also the possibility Il-num just doesn't like people helping each other and is trying to make Gi-hun crazy. Gi-hun loved to help others, and this is a characteristic people in power do not like. I'll deep dive into this theme in a coming video, so subscribe now if you want to hear more about the underlying theme of Squid Game. Clue 3. During the marble game, Il-num starts describing his childhood, describing a neighbourhood eerily similar to Gi-hun's. Is it a random coincidence, or was old mate Il-num trying to jog Gi-hun's memory with some nostalgic breadcrumbs? Then there's the marble game itself, where Il-num lets Gi-hun win, sacrificing himself, or so it seems. Is this a big clue? Maybe this isn't just random kindness, it's paternal instinct kicking in. We know Gi-hun's dad is a mystery, barely mentioned except for a throwaway line about his parents splitting up when he was young. Meanwhile, Il-num drops hints about his own life, mentioning a son he lost touch with and a family he left behind. Coincidence? Maybe, but in a show as meticulous as Squid Game, where every detail is a potential clue, it's hard to not see these breadcrumbs as part of a bigger, more twisted pie. But if Il-num was a good dad, perhaps he should have pulled out some baby photos instead of signing Gi-hun up for these deadly children's games. Which brings us to clue number 4. Let's consider for a second why Il-num's games are children's games. Is this the biggest clue that was right there in front of us all this time? Maybe the games represent how Il-num never got to watch his own child play games. So he recreated that memory and maybe put his very own child into the game as well. Clue 5. During the pause in the game, Il-num turns up in Gi-hun's neighbourhood. Was this just a random manipulation of Gi-hun, or a clue that he cares more about Gi-hun than the other players? Clue 6. Just before the marble game, Il-num gives Gi-hun his tracksuit jacket, which I'll herein refer to as his tracky jacket. The sharing of their tracky jackets is interesting because in a world where you are identified by the number on your tracky jacket, the show is suggesting 2 important things. Firstly, it suggests that they have a shared identity, like a shared genetics. And secondly, it strongly suggests Gi-hun is being prepared to be the player 001, in other words, the new frontman. Clue 7. This clue is juicier than a perfectly ripe Korean melon. In Season 1, Gi-hun asked for chocolate milk because he has a hard time digesting plain milk. This led Il-nam to suggest Gi-hun was just like his son, but was this just a random remark? If that isn't confusing enough, in Season 2 we have what cannot be coincidence. The frontman, as player 001, gives away his milk and says, "I don't drink plain milk." Okay, hold the phone, because this is where it gets interesting. Firstly, it just seemed like Gi-hun might be Il-nam's son, but now we have another clue that the frontman may be a relative of either Gi-hun or Il-nam. Let's call this clue 7B, because it's starting to get confusing. We know frontman is the half-brother of the cop, and all these characters have missing fathers. And Korea has a divorce system where the parent who can provide financial support gets custody. It seems debt plus family breakups equals societal dysfunction. Plus, now consider the name frontman takes in the game, Oh Young-il. Wait, what? The same family name as Gi-hun's mother and the old man? This deserves its own video, so make sure you subscribe for that frontman oh so deep dive. Okay, clue 8. Of course, Il-nam summons Gi-hun to his deathbed for a final chat. Why Gi-hun of all people? Sure, he's a winner, but there's a personal edge to this confrontation, as if Il-nam has a vested interest in breaking Gi-hun's spirit or testing his morality. Is this just the game's creator toying with his favourite pawn, or is it a father trying to toughen up his son, Darth Vader style? Either way, Il-nam's obsession with Gi-hun feels way too intense to be random, and that's what keeps this theory alive. I really would have liked to have seen a scene where Il-nam says something to Gi-hun like, Gi-hun, I am your father. Oh well. If they are related, it leaves us with the question, why would you do that to your loved one? Yeah, it is possible Squid Game was a bizarre inheritance test to see if Gi-hun was worthy of taking over the family business. This whole father-son theory may just be a Dalgona candy high. I mean, if Il-nam is Gi-hun's dad, why doesn't he just acknowledge it, even on his deathbed? This guy's got nothing left to lose, he's literally dying, yet he chooses to lecture Gi-hun about humanity instead of dropping a bombshell like, oh, by the way, I'm your dad and sorry for being the worst parent ever. And let's not forget Gi-hun's mum, who never once hints at a mysterious rich guy in her past. You'd think she'd mention, hey, by the way, your dad was a billionaire psychopath, if it were true. Anyway, all will be revealed in Season 3, we hope. If this theory is true, Gi-hun is going to need a lifetime of therapy for his daddy issues, or at least a really good lawyer. This is Squid Game, a show that thrives on twists so wild they make your head spin. So what do you think? Is Il-nam Gi-hun's dad, or is this just a red herring designed to trick us? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the chaos of Squid Game, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Until next time, hit subscribe for good vibes and have a sensational day.